Shit, what's gonna happen next? He gonna fight Alex Jones?
Know what? I will go to hell before I sit here and I watch this country and the world turned over to these savages. I'm done. I'm pissed, and I'm not putting up.
I actually will pay to see that. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't gonna pay to watch that other bullshit, but for some reason, I don't know why. All right, let's go ahead and get into the show right now. And let's see what we got here. Now, Martin, I know these kids on the YouTubes and the Instagrams, you too old for that shit.
Yeah.
I know.
I feel like everyone is too old for that.
Even they are too old for that. But you know what? It never stops them. Never stops them, man. Well, they making that money. You know, they didn't. Like I said, they don't. Money just become an enabler of stupidity sometimes. Sure. I mean,
you got to keep being stupid to keep the money flowing.
Yeah, if you ain't stupid, you're just desperate. You always got to do. You're always trying to top the last thing you did. So this was only inevitable right here. And I debated with myself long and hard. I said, "Self, do you want to talk about this bullshit?" And I said, "I really don't." But believe it or not, it's relevant. There's a lot of things to be taken from this nonsense, and we are talking about the fight between KSI and Logan Paul. And Martin's like, KSF, KY Jelly, who? But that is not what we're talking about. KSI is a YouTuber from London, from the UK, and of course we all know Logan Paul. I know that few people don't even want us to talk about this because really this is just another thing where people are trying to get money and get attention. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because it really is something to be taken from this. There are a lot of things to be taken from this. It does have some significance, believe it or not. And the thing is, I did watch this.
Pay-per-view?
Hell no.
Thank you.
No, matey.
Okay.
I just sailed the seas until I came upon this. This is a grudge match between these two YouTubers because today, most of your high profile YouTubers, some of your biggest paid, your biggest celebrities on YouTube, they now are starting drama with each other. And this guy KSI and Logan Paul, they had been going at it for quite a while, and it all came up to like, well, let's just beat the shit out of each other. And I will say something about these guys. They are in shape, and they train to where they got a little technique, enough to where they could beat my ass. You know, so I ain't trying to talk bad about them. Like I can get in there and do that. This went 6 rounds. They did recognize that they were amateurs, so they didn't go too crazy. They didn't go 12 rounds. They did 6. They went in there and tried to give everybody a good show. Like I said, they trained for it, but shit was still lame. This was all this money. I mean, this was put together like a real boxing match.
Sure.
Everybody's looking at this like this is something new. Listen,
this is old.
This is old. They did all of this glitz, glamour, and production just to watch two dudes basically spar.
Yeah.
You know, these guys, they got on the headgear. They're amateurs. Even they're kind of sub-amateur. You can walk into any gym in any town and watch people do this for free. You might as well put headgear and boxing gloves on a cat. Yeah. Let them fight each other. I mean, these are like two toddlers going at it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, seriously, you can watch this. Not only can you watch this for free in any in any gym around town, but I guarantee you they'll be better than what you're seeing right here.
Yeah, of course.
After all this production, it ended in what a lot of people predicted it would end in. That whole thing ended in a draw. The comment section just stopped and the word bullshit just stayed there for a good 10 minutes. And I just sat back and laughed my ass off. It was bullshit. And
6 rounds.
6 rounds, man. It was bullshit. I mean, and I know it's just $10, but it was bullshit. It came down to what people thought it was. And I mean, and if it wasn't, it's really going to be hard to convince people it wasn't. Because a lot of people thought, okay, one guy could use, not that he needs the money or needs the boost, but it might help to come out and do something like this. I'm talking about KSI, but the one who really had something to gain from this because he was losing somewhat was Logan Paul.
Okay.
He was trying, I mean, come on, people, this is so transparent. This guy was trying to do something, some stunt.
Yeah.
To just pull away from this whole controversy of him and that whole dead body thing in Japan.
Sure.
Even if this was, God damn, if this was scripted, look, I know wrestling is not real, but they put on a show.
They do.
I mean, they put on theatrics.
Right.
But I tell you, man, looking at these guys, I knew this was bullshit. I hate to admit it, but this does have some significance. And it's worth discussing. With this, we have how the new era of independent entertainers are coming into their own now. And you also have what influence that it really does have on the future of streaming and the internet internet entertainment as a whole. And also how not much different it is from entertainment of the past. Because a lot of people looking at this and they're thinking like, wow, just because this is on YouTube, man, no, this is a first for internet entertainment. This is a first for an internet event. Not maybe for the internet, but not really all that much. I will give those guys credit for something, and that is they are part of this movement that's going on now where online entertainers are legit. I mean, this whole thing, because, now I know that this bullshit fight kind of overshadows some of the other accomplishments that people have done. But at this moment, because there are a lot of people who have done things from different backgrounds, and internet entertainment and YouTube and YouTubers, they are, they do things now, and they have done crossovers and crossed over to the mainstream in a way where we say, all right, you know what? You have to say that these people are legit. They are legit entertainers. They are legit celebrities. Aquafina, y'all probably, you've seen this girl right here.
Sure.
Aquafina.
Ocean's 8.
Oh, yeah, Ocean's 8. And we'll talk about this other movie in a little bit. But Aquafina, she gained a lot of notoriety for My Vag. Well, not My Vag. I'm saving mine for someone special. but no, she has a video called My Vag. 3 million views that she put out years ago.
My veg, Harvard Law School, yo veg, Apex Technical, my veg, speak 5 different languages, it's Hojo veg, bitch, make me a sandwich.
No, that girl is nasty. I heard her talking about her vag, and I said, I don't want no vagina for about 2 weeks. Out of all the things she was pulling out there. She's very colorful with that part right there. But, she has positioned her success to cross over into the mainstream.
Sure.
You saw her in Ocean's 8.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, a lot of people are beginning to know her now from the hit Crazy Rich Asians.
The Nick you're dating is Nick Young?
Yeah, you guys know them or something?
Hells yeah. They're just the biggest developers in all of Singapore.
Damn, Rachel. It's like the Asian Bachelor.
She's the craziest rich Asian in that movie. She's the funny one. We've seen a lot of people cross over in different ways. She's also doing music. And a lot of people crossed over to music. You got this guy, Shiggy, man. Shiggy, who's created a dance based on Drake's In My Feelings, and now he's hanging out with Drake, hanging out in his videos. He's even out there killing people with his dance. So, that's the guy.
Oh, that.
That's him, yeah. But the guy, but he has become a phenomenon, man. He's crossed over. Sammy was telling me about this girl. This is somebody I wasn't even keeping up with. I think we even saw her. Lisa Koshy, man. Liza Koshy. So I told you to know anything about this girl. She was not only in Boo Medea.
Wow. Wow, she hit the big time.
Yes, she did, man. I think she's in Boo too. Also, Marcy's also hosting Double Dare. Now, you know, say what you will about Double Dare or even Madea and Tyler Perry, but that is somebody that has crossed over in the mainstream from what people are still saying with disdain. Oh, you're a YouTuber.
Wait, is Double Dare like an old Nickelodeon show?
Yeah, it's still around today.
Is it just been still around? Or did they bring it back?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they had a big thing at VidCon where you can go and like get slimed and be part of the contest. So yeah, man, they have. These are people who have gone and crossed over into the mainstream and are becoming household names now. But then you got people out there who are they don't need it. They don't need the mainstream. They don't even want it. They're like, I'm doing just fine on my own. You hear a lot of gamers in that position right now. Gamers.
Right.
You got people like, and one name comes to mind with folks out there when you talk about gaming and hitting it big time, and that is Ninja. Ninja from who does his Twitch streams for Fortnite.
Congratulations on getting people to pay so much money that you're bringing in more than $500,000 in revenue a month for people to watch you
son
play
of a
video
bitch.
games.
She's like, you get paid more than that.
I love the way her lips are curled.
Yeah, look at her now. You
little bastard.
You little shit. How come my sons can't make that money? They play fucking video games all day.
You know how much they pay me to do my job?
I mean, I'm very goofy. If you've ever watched any of my streams or my YouTube videos, I do impressions and like stuff like that all the time. And just,
You know she's gonna go home and just tell her kids, you know what? Drop out of school. Just play fucking games. All you do.
Here, all your games I confiscated from you. Just play them.
No, you like video games? Play that shit. Don't stop. Somewhere Tom Cruise is breaking his ankles. You're like, fuck this. I'm gonna play Fortnite. You know. These dudes keep up with. There are celebrities who are actually looking at them like, why the fuck am I doing this? Some goddamn brat somewhere is just sitting at a chair playing video games, and I'm out here risking my life for a movie. These are people that still made it, you know, and they made it on their own. And you know they and these are people who they should be encouraging other folks out there. They say, look, you know, we got online and just did something and. Look at where we are. No gatekeepers, no producers to tell us no. And it should be inspirational. I mean, look, you know, and it is admirable to a certain level. You know, you look at Logan Paul, and see the thing with Logan Paul is, of course, not everything that comes out of the internet or any kind of entertainment at all. It will not always be something of substance. You know, that's how it is. Now, I don't know too much about KSI, the guy that he fought, but we all know Logan Paul here. And as we see here, this is Logan Paul. He's known to a lot of people for doing the whole thing that he did in Japan, which is he came across a dead body and, you know, even though he disputed it by saying I was nervous and I didn't know what to say, so I just was kind of nervously laughing at the moment, a lot of people really took it as being insensitive. He and his bro, they just come across as a couple of dicks now.
Yeah.
You know, and I just want to tell people that I have no disrespect towards how they make money, except for when they're assholes to people, or, you know, I don't have any disrespect to their business. I do respect them being able to make money. I do not want to judge at all. And I know that he's young. He is the and this is where we get nothing new. He is the reality TV of the internet. Yeah. You know, this guy, you know, doing this boxing match and everything. This is something that's nothing new. It should be no surprise that his stunts ended up in something like a celebrity boxing match.
Yeah, that's where all these things end up.
This thing with sports has been around for a while, but during my time, it was cool. I mean, you know, we had the Battle of the Network Stars.
Right.
And believe me, you better hope that you were invited to this at the time, because if you weren't, that means you weren't shit. Because what you think of today as D-list, back then, being invited to a Battle of the Network Stars sporting match meant that on television, you were A-list.
For ABC, the captain of the team, Gabe Kaplan. Welcome back.
Kids are like, who? I think my grandfather liked this guy. Groucho Marx, right?
Catch, streets of San Francisco. Bobby Hedges.
Who? I don't even know this dude.
Sure you do. It's Juan Epstein from Welcome Back.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah.
Mr. Carter.
Welcome back, Cotter. Ron Howard.
Ron Howard. Director Ron Howard got his ass beat. These people, they were the big shots of television at the time. That was A-list. They got paid. But they also did it because it was fun and because if you were on top, your agent said, you better get your ass out there and do something.
Yeah, and they really competed. I remember Robert Conrad, who was Jim West on the Wild Wild West. He was a captain of one of the teams. And you got to see just how crazy competitive he was. He was that guy that lost his shit when the team would lose or somebody wouldn't come through. And you're like, man, you need to calm down. This is just an exhibition match.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I saw the one where Gary Coleman did a potato sack race.
Did he really?
Yeah, you could. It was just like a potato sack just running across the field. You couldn't see a person. Like, wait a minute, that's not fair. That potato sack's haunted.
He's a real potato.
What you talking about? No, there was no potato sack race. Gary Coleman. Although I wish there was now. But that was cool. Years later, it kind of flipped. When you did things like that, means
Back then, that was considered. Oh man, you're up there. You made it. Later, it was like, oh, you reached this point, huh?
Yeah. What happened was later when you did these things, it was the concept devolved, and it just turned into a really desperate attempt at being relevant.
So here comes Tanya Harding, as we said, the only world-class athlete.
This is an ice skater. You know.
An ice skater versus a woman who had sex with President Clinton. Seriously.
Yeah, no, that's Paula. Yeah, Paula Jones. Yeah, man, that's if that don't say rock bottom. An ice skater who beat somebody's knees and somebody who jumped on Bill Clinton's dick. I mean, you know, neither one of these got experience in fighting. Right. Well, Tanya Harding does.
Yeah. She's a scrapper and an actual athlete.
Yeah. They were a pair of knees in that boxing ring. No, I'm gonna go for Tanya Harding. Yeah, man. You know, it's
and they get people who would, down on their ass and just go like, hey, it's a way to make some money because nobody's hiring you for a legitimate job.
It really was, man. It was exploitation.
These are people from scandals.
Yes. No, it was embarrassing.
And the motivation for the crowd to watch was like, hey, haven't you always hated this person? Don't you want to see them get punched in the face? Well, we've set that up.
It was so exploitive. I mean, you look at this today and look, these people. While these people might not be the most decent people in the world, it really was sad to see somebody just come in and just take advantage of them like that.
Yeah.
And that's why I look at something like this and I say, I do what you got to do for your business. Like I said, I am not disrespecting Logan Paul's, Jake Paul's, anybody out there who's trying to get it, appeal to their fan base. The fans want to see it. Okay, so be it. Do what you got to do. Just really did seem like that cycle of I got to keep doing something bigger and better to stay relevant. That is the sad part of YouTube to me.
Sure, because
but not everybody's doing that,
which is good. But the ones who have those young kids as fans, who are catering to them, those quick kids are quick to want to be the first ones to say, "Oh, they're not even relevant anymore."
Yeah,
and it's like they're not relevant. What are you doing? Going to lunch, saying that they aren't relevant, but it's. They're on a train where they have to follow that chase that ideal, that idea of staying relevant.
Yeah, I will tell you though, sure, I'm not coming in, I'm not disrespecting what they have to do for their fans. It looks kind of desperate to me in a way, and I know they're getting paid money, so I'm not trying to act like I'm above it. But the other significant thing right here with what they're doing is, what does this say about YouTube? What YouTube coming in and allowing Logan Paul to do this and his brother? I mean, shit, what happened to that when y'all gave him a timeout? It's done.
I guess it's over.
Yeah, this whole thing of YouTube reveals punishment for Logan after controversial suicide video. There was supposed to be this thing where you came in, you violated our policy. So now, and people have been known to get banned for violating their policy for things less than that. But we got to mix that money. YouTube said, fuck it, we gonna get our money one way or another. Right. I mean, it wasn't even like they subtle the way they did it. get in the corner. Oh, and by the way, come watch them box, everybody. It was this whole thing with them, this boxing match. What it just goes to me. It shows that when this was heavily promoted, they did it because this is the biggest event on YouTube, and they couldn't pass it up. No matter what he did, no matter what kind of policy he violated. Meanwhile, it's two things that are going on here. One is exploiting something that you guys were trying to punish him for. He became infamous for this incident. A lot of people didn't like him anyway. Hit a really big boiling point with this right here when he went to the Japanese forest. And now people, it's pretty much saying, wouldn't you love to pay money to see him get punched in the face?
Yeah.
You're exploiting his infamy. And it's also shows how hypocritical. Now, I don't want to lose no money from YouTube. That's how I make my living. But I got to say, it is very much hypocritical. I mean, if some of your smaller YouTubers pull something like this,
they're just gone.
They ain't coming back. They ain't coming back from this.
Thanos snap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Until Infinity War Part 2 come out, where you're making $500,000 a week, and they can promote you. I mean, what does that say about YouTube and their policies and the punishment?
Yeah.
Shit, what's gonna happen next? You gonna fight Alex Jones?
You know what? I will go to hell before I sit here and I watch this country and the world turned over to these savages. I'm done. I'm pissed, and I'm not putting up.
I actually will pay to see that. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't gonna pay to watch that other bullshit, but for some reason, I don't know why.
Well, would you volunteer to be the one to fight him?
Would I volunteer to fight him in there?
Yeah.
I volunteer to fight him anywhere.
But I'm talking about in the octagon there.
Yeah, you know what? No, I wouldn't. As much as I want to punch Alex Jones in the face for what he's doing with those kids, man, and he's suffering families, I myself would not exploit a situation like that by getting in the ring with him. Look, man, I'm glad to because there was a time I could have been there, and I'm gonna say it right now. I'm just glad that I don't have to have that need anymore.
Yeah.
For the attention, or to just keep making
Please,
more.
Look at me, love me.
And believe me, that was me at one time. It really was. And I'm glad not to be there. So no, I don't care who. You can call me a bitch, a punk, anything. I'm not gonna get on TV and fight some guy just for money.
Right.
That's that. You know how desperate that looks.
Really desperate.
Yeah. Now when I get that call, how much? Hey, we all got a price like. I always gotta leave that. I always gotta leave that possibility right there. Oh, he's a hypocrite. He ain't got no integrity himself. Well, guess what? I don't give a fuck.
I had integrity. I just sold it.
Yeah.
Somebody else has it now.
Yeah. Unlike all these other folks, I ain't gonna try to top that shit. I'm gone.
Yeah, but you said that.
Until the next call. Let me fight who now? I'm on time. It's okay. Come on, you better get in and do this shit. The funniest thing with this, though, is that it really does shed some light on the future of streaming entertainment and online entertainment. Because what happened with this is that YouTube promoted this, and they promoted this as the biggest event on YouTube. All you had to do, all you had to do was pay $10 to watch the stream. And the thing with them doing that, $10 to watch the stream, and promoting this as the biggest event, is that they were doing this because, one, it's Logan Paul and this dude KSI. The other thing is that they want to compete with Twitch. Twitch is a streaming platform.
Sure.
That's kind of why YouTube added their streaming ability, and there's other people out there that are doing it. Meanwhile, Twitch is like, okay, don't fuck with us, all right. Hey, y'all want to see this shit for free? Hey, don't go in there yet. Hey. No, put your money away, man. Put your money away. That's what we got advertisers for. Twitch, who was the real winner that came out on this Twitch? And they didn't promote shit for this. Twitch just sat back and said, you know what, we ain't. They said, we ain't gonna even do nothing. Because if you go to Twitch, they'll say, you know what? Well, We didn't do it. We didn't Twitch it. That was these people out here who were pirating that. And I was watching that on Twitch. And I said to myself, well, you shouldn't rush to cut that shit off until the very end.
Oh, is that playing on our channel?
Yeah.
Oh, what do we do here?
Oh, yeah. They just sat back and just waited. They waited for them to call that last announcement. It's a draw. Oh, shit, this is illegal. They look, I'm not even.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh my God. You mean it ran all this whole time? I was busy. I was over here drinking coffee. And now, if you look at some sites out there, some articles. This is on The Verge. Twitch had over 400,000 people watching it on one of their streams. Meanwhile, YouTube had almost 800,000, but that 400,000 was from Twitch's biggest stream. There were some other streams out there on Twitch that were running this also.
Yeah.
So combined all together, that was way more than YouTube got. And that was money lost for YouTube.
Sure.
Meanwhile, Twitch, doing all that time, they were still running ads. Like they own this. They were still running ads, man. So they were getting.
They banked.
They got paid for something they had nothing to do with. And I don't know how that's going to work out for them. And I laugh at this. I definitely laugh at this because I feel like people who paid $10. Well, I feel like maybe you got suckered a little bit. There is a problem with this. While we sit back and we might not like what went on with this, while it might have been scripted, I will say that it was still a legit event. There were tickets sold properly. People invested money in this, and people needed to make money. And the piracy came in and unfortunately took money away from that. And while we're laughing at Logan Paul and KSI in this event right here, that is something that could happen to anybody. And that is YouTube. YouTube is still trying to figure things out. So I don't know what they would think of trying to stream this whole thing, because you have actual fights on pay-per-view that get streamed,
right? That
get pirated and streamed.
Exactly.
Which shows that, okay, we might not like what's happening here, but the problem that happened to them is a potential problem for everyone.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Yeah, it's been around for a while, but streaming really is becoming a bigger problem now. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I'm fair with pirating. I'm not black and white on the issue, but I do look at this and I think, hey man, that could happen to any one of us who even do something remotely the same.
Sure.
And so this whole event kind of, it exposed a problem that I think people were aware of, but not realizing just how much was at stake or how far reaching it could be. So, it's still it's a bullshit event. And like I said, I hesitate to even talk about it because I didn't feel like giving attention to people that were seeking attention, and they got paid for it too. But there is something to be learned from this.
There's aspects of it.
Then there's aspects of it out there. Then it's made news, and because it made news, it really did have some true cultural and newsworthy significance, and significance on the business itself. It's kind of fascinating. It really is fascinating right now. To see these YouTubers, they are toe and toe with celebrities now, and it's something to be looked at. So now we're at the point: how are we going to handle things like this as they get bigger? Because a lot of these people don't have agents, they don't have they don't have what do you call it, managers, mm-hmm. And if they do, these guys hold all the power, and. They go out and they do these things. These people go out and they're starting to do their own conventions now. This is an event. This is a huge event, but like a lot of these YouTubers are starting to try and go out to do their own conventions. And these things they're crashing and burning right there on the spot. Oh. So, there's great things where people are crossing over into the mainstream media, but now you got people who, while it is admirable and it's very cool that these people are getting, their success on their own, there are a lot of problems involved.
Sure, but it's still a young medium.
It is.
So it's got to go through growing pains. This is the stage where it grows a little bit, and lessons are learned.
Yeah.
And then, eventually it'll all shake out and it'll be like, okay, this is the new way we do things.
No, and you're exactly right. It's nothing like sit back and be ashamed of, point fingers at, be mad about. It really is like, man, we are in that period right now where, okay, we are learning lessons as we go along.
Yeah, and just the way this is working out, it's a lot of people learning lessons in public. It used to be, you'd practice your craft, you'd get it perfect, and then you'd present it. And now everybody's they're presenting as they're practicing.
Yeah, and a lot of people, but that's technology. Technology moves so fast that people themselves are moving fast, and we're seeing what used to be small mistakes be huge mistakes, where people mess up on their own and affect their own lives. Now these have such big repercussions that they're affecting other people around them because things are so huge.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that was positive about gatekeepers is that they said, when you're ready, you're not ready yet, we don't want to put this out there.
Yeah,
and it forced you to do better, to improve before you present it, so it looked like you were professional when you first came out.
Yeah,
and now without the gatekeepers, nobody's waiting for that. Nobody wants to wait for that.
Yeah. Well, until then, I'll see everyone for the rematch on Twitch. Yar!